The news on this matter is breaking all the time. And listener Frank just sent me this link, Monroe. And I don't think even you, who Monroe follows the news very closely from MSNBC. He's our MSNBC correspondent. Every podcast has one. This one just broke, the Wall Street Journal. So thank you, listener Frank, for sending it to me. I gotta give the Wall Street Journal credit. That was on our next thing to talk about, the Wall Street Journal's article, where last week they broke the story that Trump allegedly sent a birthday card to Epstein, in which there was all these kind of comments suggesting that the two were palling around with younger women, girls. Okay. And Trump denied he did it, and then slapped a $10 billion with a B defamation lawsuit against Murdoch, who owns the Wall Street Journal and the Wall Street Journal. Well, if you think the Wall Street Journal is going to pull a Paramount, or you think they're going to be like Facebook with Zuckerberg or ABC, be chicken and go hide under a table, Monroe. This story just broke in the Wall Street Journal, and here's the headline: Justice Department told Trump in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. By the time you hear this will be all over. Okay, Trump will probably sue him again. But here we go. Justice Department told Trump in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files. Here's the subhead. Bondi, that's the Attorney General, also told President at the meeting that Justice decided to not release more Jeffrey Epstein documents because of the presence of child pornography and the need to protect victims, which is just so misleading because so many courageous women came forward and testified and told their story to Julie K. Brown and other journalists. So hiding behind that is just so bogus. Here's the lead. When Justice Department officials reviewed what Attorney General Pam Bondi called a truckload of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein earlier this year, they discovered that Donald Trump's name appeared multiple times, according to senior administration officials. And then it goes on from there. I can't see it because it's blocked behind a paywall and I can't read it right now, but that's the gist of the story, Monroe. Man, you got to give the Wall Street. Let's just start there. I'm not surprised in any way that Donnie's name would have been in these files. I mean, because again, they were pals. Okay, he was one of the more prominent members, palling around with Epstein, right up there with Clinton.
Well, Epstein named Donnie is his best friend. He said Donnie was his best friend.
He said he was his best friend?
Yeah.
Wow, damn.
Yeah, right.
I forgot the best part about it.
Yeah, right.
So I'm not surprised. In fact, I figured that what they were going to do was release a bunch of files after having taken all references to Donald Trump out of the files. That's what I thought they were going to do. They kind of startled me when they just said there's nothing.
Who, the Justice Department?
Yeah, I wrote a column about that. I felt that the Justice Department, Donnie's flunkies, would release files. Remember, Pam Bondi said, "Oh, I got everything you need to see," and I thought, "Oh, well, they'll scrub." They got their flunkies scrubbing Trump's name out of the files, and then they released it. And the dummies, on Fox, oh wow, Trump's exonerated. He's not in there, but they'll put like Clinton will be in there and Gates will be in there. That's what I figured they would do. Just lie. When they went the other route and just said there's nothing to be seen here, I'm like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. That's a blunder. And now it turns out he was in the files, according to this Wall Street Journal story. But what I'm saying, Monroe, is the guts of the Wall Street Journal. I mean, they didn't back down. They didn't pull an ABC. Remember ABC with Stephanopoulos? They paid off Trump.
Right.
They didn't pull a CBS. Remember, CBS just fired Colbert, right? Or canceled his show.
Right. That was a Trump deal. Because they Paramount needed his help, Trump's help on one of their larger ventures, and so Colbert was a pawn.
Oh, they got rid of that show, and then they have this argument. Oh my God, man! Well, there's the economics of late night television are changing.
Right.
Then you get all these mainstream reporters to go, yes, let's examine. You can get a mainstream reporter to say anything, Monroe. Yes, the economics are changing, and let's investigate this. That's got nothing to do with whether Colbert is an enemy of the state. Your thoughts on the Wall Street Journal coming hard at him?
And Trump.
Yeah, he filed a $10 billion lawsuit against him last week, and they're coming back strong. They didn't hide.
Well, because they're not going to have Trump to suck up to anymore pretty soon. So they're changing teams. They're changing teams. They're going to be a newspaper again, a legitimate conservative newspaper.
Yeah. I wonder who their team they're going to be on. They can't be for a Democrat. They'll never be on a Democrats team.
No, but they know that Trump is toast. Yeah. Trump is a dead man walking politically. And everybody knows it, including Trump. This is why he's so desperate right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look at his polls, he's underwater on everything.
Well, he's got that 40. Come on now. He got it down. He won the election, got 49% of the vote. He acts like it's a mandate. He got less than 50. Right. He got 49 point something. Right. Now he's down to 40% in most polls. Those are the cultists who jump off the cliff for him. And you and I talked about this for 5 years. Is it 35%? Is it 40%? Well, it looks like it's 40%.
Right.
And which is lower than what Daley had in Chicago. So once again,
Chicago lost the influencers. And they are the ones, along with Fox, that determine the tale and the lies that are going to be told. The rumors repeated.
Yeah. Well, this is one of my favorites. Along these lines, I sent this story to Monroe. Let's see if I took the picture of it. Here we go. I got it. So along this line, I'm tying everything together. I'm weaving everything brilliantly, like Trump weaves stuff together. So we're weaving in about how they're what was the line you used? They're in a hermetically sealed bubble of MAGA, and Fox won't tell them the bad news. About Donnie, it'll just fill them with bad news about any Democrat. And so Monroe, this is the Monroe theory, and so the Washington Post wrote an article in which they were discussing this bizarre schizophrenia where one arm of the Murdoch empire, Rupert Murdoch, the conservative gazillionaire media operator, is Fox, and they're on Team Trump, and they're protecting him. And another arm, his more legitimate news operation, the Wall Street Journal, which he owns, is not afraid to run articles critical of Trump, doing serious investigative journalism that exposes things that Trump doesn't want anyone to know. So one arm, Fox, buries bad news about Trump, and the other arm of Murdoch is unafraid to expose bad news of Trump. Okay, so they were talking about this in the process of explaining this. The Washington Post. I sent this to Monroe. While non-Murdoch networks devoted significant airtime to Epstein and the controversy surrounding the Justice Department's handling of files relating to his crime, Fox took a lighter touch. I love what's about to come, folks. I love. Between July 14th and July 20th, the word Epstein was used 617 times on CNN. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for this. And it was used 751 times on MSNBC. MSNBC can't get enough of Epstein, all right? But only 160 times on Fox News, according to a Washington Post search. Damn, Monroe. 751 times on MSNBC, 160 times on Fox News, okay? They're just not going to talk about Jeffrey Epstein.
Right. And probably most of those times he was mentioned, it was to say that Trump had nothing to do with it. Epstein, Trump innocent. And the thing is, in all likelihood, well, not all, there's a 50-50 chance, I say, that Trump didn't do anything illegal, criminal, just horribly immoral. And he may not have touched any of the underage girls.
Well, that's what I was getting at earlier. I don't know what Trump's done,
right?
And I'm just, unlike Trump, I believe in due process.
Right.
Now, do I take kind of a perverse delight that the man who just sweeps people off the street, accuses them of crimes, throws them into a prison, and then sends them out of the country, is experiencing a touch, and I mean like a thimbleful of this? Yeah, I do. Sorry, MAGA, but I do. You guys have lowered the standard so bad in this country that Alex Jones was weeping about this on his podcast the other day. Monroe, Alex Jones, and who that guy's poor torn. He loves Donnie so much. He's so connected to Donnie and all his enterprises. But on the other hand, he's been pitching Epstein Gate for years. He didn't know what to do, this poor guy. And but he was talking about the liberal media. They are delightful, and I'm so upset. And Monroe, he's trying so hard to get that tear out. He needs one tear, just one tear. I'm going, come on, Alex, squeeze harder. You can get that tear. And there it comes, Monroe, little dribble. There it comes. Oh, shit, these guys are such frauds.
Well, he was crying because his best friend, Trump, wasn't doing the right thing. He should just let the papers come out. Let all the facts of Epstein acts out. But part of the problem is these guys were lying so much and protecting Trump so much, and so convinced that Epstein was just hanging out with liberal Democrats, rich Democrats, that when they discover, oh my God.
Yeah. And MAGA, I just want to tell you, this is the second time Donnie's Justice Department has cleared Epstein. You weren't paying attention in 2019 because Fox wasn't covering it, and you just believe anything. So you don't even know that they've essentially cleared him twice. So they've whitewashed this thing twice, and they're getting ready to do it again. Cut a deal with old Maxwell. Oh, I wonder how Alex Jones is going to spin that one. You know what I'm saying, Monroe? I wonder how he's going to spin that one.